Shalom again. This is your brother coming to you again with a very, very interesting topic. It's called the American Bar Association, also known as the ABA. And like I said, before I start, we are not lawyers nor attorneys, and I'll tell you the difference in this video. We do not give any sort of legal advice. What we do, we educate our people, and so people could understand what's going on and know how to help each other. If somebody want legal advice, they find a reputable attorney, if they could find one. So with that said, let's begin. The American Bar Association, ABA, what is it? Well, let me explain it first. The ABA is a satanic communist organization that had infiltrated the American society and the American people's freedom by trying to legislate away their natural common law rights and turn them into slaves. Okay? Because Satan doesn't like freedom. Satan likes bondage and captivity. And let me explain what that means. When the Almighty gave us what is known as unalienable right, meaning they came from our Creator, they are non-transferable, meaning nobody could transfer our right away, nobody could waive our right. We are the only individual that could waive our rights, and sometimes people do that for benefits. Our rights are inherent, meaning from the day we're born, we have those rights naturally, okay? And like I said, we the people, we form a group from among us to protect these rights while we go about our daily living. These people that we choose are called government, and we have them swear an oath to protect these rights. Okay, each one of them swear an oath to protect these rights. They have no jurisdiction outside of these rights that they are sworn to protect. What happened was this: the American Bar Association, it's an offshoot of the Lawyers Guild. Okay, the Lawyers Guild came from the Inns of Court of England, London, England. When the framers left Britain and they came to the Americas and they were setting up the colonies, one of the things that they put in the Constitution is that they didn't want any lawyers or attorney to hold any public office. So the original 13th Amendment, the 13th Amendment that we have now about slavery, that was not the original, and y'all do your research on this. The original 13th Amendment forbids anyone from the Lawyers Guild, the Lawyers Guild Association, to hold any office in the United States. Okay? So the original 13th Amendment, it was never amended, it was never changed, it just disappeared. Okay? But it still exists. Now, what they did, they take some of that and put in Article 1 of the Constitution, where it says, no state shall grant any title of nobility. Okay? And stuff like that. So let me tell you what went on. The framers know the danger of the Lawyers Guild and how dangerous it was. So when they came here, they put like a kind of a cap on them, to kind of watch them carefully. So what happened when the Lawyers Guild came here, the only state that they could penetrate at the time was Illinois in 1909. That's when Illinois seceded from the Union. Okay? Somehow the Lawyers Guild get in. And then after that, they start to spread their sprung right around to all the other states. In other words, they were showing them the huge profit that they were making with their corporation. Yes, it's a corporation. It was not until August 28, 1878, August 21st, 1878, August 21st, 1878, that the American Bar Association was formed in New York. And this is the danger of this organization. What it is not a government organization. It's a private company from England, from the Lawyers Guild, which came from England. However, they function like they're a part of the government, which violates, when we look at the Constitution, the separation of powers, because the bar attorneys and lawyers, they're in the legislative branch, the lawmaking branch. We see them in the executive branch, that's the president's office, the enforcement branch. and the vice president, we see them in the judiciary branch, which is the courts. Okay, and according to the Constitution, there have to be a separation of powers. No one officer can work in two separate branches at the same time. Okay, a legislator cannot work as an executive, and an executive as a judiciary. As Thomas Jefferson said, that was to prevent tyranny, like one group or one person have all the power in their hands. So they have a checks and balance through the separation of powers. Now the Lawyers Guild, the American Bar Association, they violate that by being in every branch of the government. Okay? Now, why they're dangerous is this. The American Constitution was to protect the unalienable and inherent right from our Creator so that the people can be free. Okay? What the Bar Satanic organization did, it came in and it tries to abrogate these rights by doing some slick stuff like bringing in codes, statutes, regulations, etc., to try to sidestep the Constitution so that the people are in bondage and slavery. To make matters worse, another thing they do is they tell people that, okay, tell you what, if you ever need help, you have to come to one of us. So they made a monopoly for themselves. So not only are they destroying the republic, they're also setting up, getting rich doing it. Let me give you an example. The Sixth Amendment to the United States Constitution states that in all proceeding, the accused have the right to the assistance of counsel. Now, we know what assistant means. Assistant just simply means help. Okay? Counsel means anybody that could give you advice. So what the framers did, they just used common law and common sense. Back then, when they wrote it, they said, look, if somebody is in trouble or accused of something, and they have their friend, neighbor, family who have some more knowledge about the topic and could help them, sure, go ahead and assist them. What happened, the American Bar Association came in and said, you know what? That counsel is an attorney. The Constitution never says that. Why? Because a lot of the framers of the Constitution, they were lawyers themselves, so they know the difference between a lawyer and just a regular counsel. Okay? The Bar Association said, no, you cannot, otherwise you'll be charged with unlicensed practice of law, which there's no such thing that exists. Law cannot be licensed because law is a common right. It came from the Almighty, and one could help their fellow men in anything. So that's why they set that up in the Sixth Amendment. But the lawyer said, no, we can't allow that, because if we do allow that, then everybody will, a lot of people won't use us anymore. And they'll go and they'll use their friends, their family, and other people. So it will be a big clap to the business. So it's all business, it's all money. George Washington on September 24, 1789, he signed into law what was known as the Judiciary Act, or the first Judiciary Act, Statute 73. At Section 5, it states clearly that in all courts in the United States, a person could litigate their case one out of three ways. And these are the three ways: personally, or by assistance of counsel, or by an attorney. Let me say that again. Statute 73 at Section 5 of the first Judiciary Act of 1789, it states at Section 5 that a litigant could do their case personally, or by assistance of counsel, or by an attorney. The word "or" in between these three terminology means either. So either they could do their case personally, or by assistance of counsel, or by an attorney. Notice, assistance of counsel and attorney are two different things. Very, very important. What is an attorney? Well, an attorney came from the Latin word "attorn." It means that they turn over property in Rome to the government. Let me give you an example. Let's say the government need a piece of land for whatever reason, to build roads or whatever. They have their attorney, and the attorney use the legal system and try to get the property over to the government. So therefore they turn it over to the government. That's where we get the word attorney from. Okay? A lawyer is different. A lawyer was one who speak on behalf of someone before the bench. Okay? Very, very, very important. But in America and the West, people, because of and education. People use them in, differently, interchangeably, but they have different meanings. Okay, so like I said, the attorney's job was to turn over property to the government. There's no such thing as a license. License cannot be, there's no such thing as a license to law. No one can license law because law is a natural common law event, meaning if I am injured and I don't know something and I have a friend or family member who knows more, they have the Constitution protect my right to have them assist me and help me. Never say anything about no attorney and stuff like that. So this is one of the danger of the American Bar Association. But the most dangerous part of it all is there's a lot of people right now, as I speak to you, are in jail, in prison because of unconstitutional statutes that violates their rights. Yes, violates their rights. Okay? The Constitution is clear. Article 6 states clearly that the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land. Every judge in every state is bound by oath thereof. Those of the legislative, executive, and judiciary branch, in other words, all branch of government, are bound by oath to defend and uphold the Constitution. Okay? It went further by saying anything contrary, notwithstanding. The word contrary means contradicts, against. Okay? So anything that is against or contradict the United States Constitution is notwithstanding. Notwithstanding meaning they have no standing. Standing is what a party needs to bring a case to court. If they do not have standing, they cannot move forward with a case. So the Constitution is the supreme law. Anything that conflicts with the Constitution, there's no standing. That's it. But the lawyers came in and they tried to sidetrack that with statutes. And what's horrible, lawyer judges, for example in Florida, and a lot of states do that, where the judge have to be a lawyer, a member of the bar. This is the danger. When they are a member of the bar, they have to have allegiance, swear allegiance to the bar. So if the bar is forcing them to enforce an unconstitutional statute, they are going to do it. And then guess what? The American people are in danger because the constitutional superiority is now pushed aside for some unconstitutional statute, and sometimes the judges just ignore it and go along with the prosecutor who is a part of the bar. Everybody who is a part of the bar are enforcing stuff that violates we the people's right. And you know what's sad? I've seen many times people's rights are violated, and when they go to the higher courts were there for one purpose. For example, if somebody's rights were violated, they could appeal it, and then the higher court now is supposed to look at the law to see if it was there was any violation in connection with the person's rights. And then if the higher court see that, then they're supposed to overturn it and give the person justice. The problem now is even the higher courts are infiltrated with the American Bar Association. So whatever they make a statute, we see a lot of time, not all the time, but a lot of times, the higher courts are upholding the statute because they are now infiltrated with the bar. The most horrible one of all now we are seeing is even the Supreme Court, which is supposed to be the highest court, the Article 3 court of the Constitution. And now sometimes, believe it or not, are going along with statutes that sometimes are unconstitutional. Okay? This is not supposed to happen. Like I said, the prison industry, it is a big corporation. It have nothing to do with reformation. It have to do with business and money and stuff like that. While a lot of innocent people are suffering. Okay? And the sad part is, they know that most of we the people are uneducated and doesn't understand our rights nor the laws anymore. So when they call us sometime in for jury, they dictate to us, the bar judge, the bar attorney, bar prosecutor, they dictate to the people what the law is. It's not supposed to be like that. The jury, at everyone in certain cases, like for example, the 7th Amendment states that in controversy that exceeds $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved. So any civil case that's over $20, people are guaranteed a right of trial by jury. In criminal proceedings, 6th Amendment, they have a right to confront their witness, and they have a right to trial by jury. So the jury is supposed to be the trier of the facts and trier of the law. Okay, the framers did it that way for a purpose. They want the people to decide the fate of their fellow men. and it has to be based upon the law. So the people were supposed to be educated in the law so that they can be trier of the law to see if the person who is accused really violated any law, and then they're supposed to be trier of the facts. Now what we have in a lot of these proceedings, the bar attorney slash judge is telling the uneducated jury what the law is, and sometimes what they're telling them is incorrect. They're telling them sometimes statutes and codes which does not apply to them, that that is the law, and then the people go along with it, and sometimes convict are released innocent, or sometimes people who need to be punished get released, and people who need to be released get punished. It's all upside down, so there's no justice. And like I said, they don't like people to be educated. That's why they stopped teaching Constitutional Day, which was done in September. They stopped teaching that in school, because you don't want the populace to be educated, because you can control an educated population that easily. So yeah, the American Bar Association, it's a detriment and a destruction to the republic. Okay, this is a republic under Article 4 Section 4. Each state in the union is guaranteed a republican form of government. What the bar attorneys did, they came in and said, no, this is a democracy. They're trying to change it to a democracy, not a republic, which is run by consent by government, and in this case protected by a constitution of we the people. Okay, the bar association is deadly. Now let me close by saying this: not all bar members are evil people. Not all. A lot of people in the bar, lawyers, attorney, they are decent people who have a conscience. They're just doing a job. Okay? Let me be honest with you. A lot of them are not even aware of some of these things that I'm talking. They're innocent people. So I'm not putting a broad brush against all attorney. No, they are decent. I have friends who are attorney, very nice people, very loving people. You know yourself out there. But then the system that they set up is what we're attacking. The system that attacks our constitutional right. That's what we are talking about. And yes, there's some scum. There's some scum of the earth, attorney and bar people, who does not want to see you and I be free as people. Okay, they are satanic. They worship the devil. They go to satanic ceremonies. They are evil. Okay, they know what they're doing, some of them, but some of them don't know. So we have a saying: whosoever the cap fit, let them wear it. Meaning, if somebody know that they're not one of the evil ones, then they're fine. And meaning this shouldn't be an offense to them. But the ones who are evil, then of course this should be an offense to them. And the idea is that we the people, with the help of the Almighty, we will prevail. We know what's going on. And like I said, the Constitution is very clear. It is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And people, like I said, the things that I said here, they are educational. Do your research and you'll see it. And anybody disagree, which is fine, drop a comment below with facts, not just talking and running, with facts, to show anything that I say